What if I told you there was an underwater creature so perfect that it hasn't evolved for 450 million years? Its brain is so powerful that it doesn't even take up its entire brain casing, only using 1.5% of it as a matter of fact. And scientists aren't even sure what predators it has. It might not even have any predators at all. The only one they're able to confirm is a shark, which isn't a predator of a shark, right? So you might be thinking, what is this overpowered thing from God, right? Is it some sort of, crab? Is it some sort of turtle of some sorts? No. It's those dumb-ass, soulless fish from Ark that just kind of mope around, the coelacanths. Yeah, it turns out they're not even pronounced that. It's coelacanths is how they're pronounced. And I just learned recently, I might be a little late to the topic on this, but these things exist today still. Scientists believed at one point that they went extinct like 65 million years ago. Then they were rediscovered in 1938 when a man named Henrik Goosen, who was a captain in South Africa, accidentally brought one up in a net. And this fish was absolutely huge. It was over 5 feet long, weighing in at 127 pounds. And he brought it back to his local fish market where it got gutted and whatnot. Everyone were just kind of looking at it like, oh, what a strange looking fish, right? Then Hendrik decided to give Marjorie Courtney Latimer, a taxidermist for the East London Museum, a call, where she came to investigate the species and kind of realized, oh, this is something I've never seen before. This is actually a very, very beautiful fish. And she actually decided to take the fish home. Now, what I found really, really funny about this story is that she had to convince a taxi driver to let her take the fish with her. I just can imagine just kind of sitting in the car. A lady gets in the back with a 5-foot long fish. I'm like, oh, to 3rd Street, please. But since the organs were removed from the fish, they weren't able to properly identify it. But with the help of J.L.B. Smith, a professor from Rhodes University, they were able to determine that it was a coelacanth. And for a long period of time, a lot of scientists believed that what Marjorie and Smith found was actually just a common grouper, and a lot of people just kind of passed it off as just, like a weird looking grouper. But it wasn't up until 14 years later, on December 21st, 1952, another one was caught. This time, with all the internal organs still being intact, they were able to properly identify this as being a coelacanth. And it actually turns out, which I find hilarious, that the local islanders have actually been eating this fish for years. And I can't remember what exactly they used to call this fish, but like the direct translation to it, I believe, was something like worthless or something like that. So they had to change the name to like King of the Seas or something like that. But no, this is pretty much a fossil fish. It is a basic dinosaur, but it's just, I find it really, really funny that it's just a very, very simple creature, right? If you take a look at the coelacanth, it's just a basic looking fish. And scientists at one point actually believed this could have been a direct ancestor to us due to the way the fins are shaped. They believe that could have evolved into legs. Turns out that was a lie. It's not uncle or grandpa you're looking at there. But no, it's a very, very interesting fish. And it's a very, very smelly fish too, which is why a lot of predators, I believe, don't really go after it, because it just apparently absolutely reeks, and it's just very, very oily, very ugly fish too. Doesn't really do much, and I don't really understand how you go living on this planet for 450 million years and you go through barely any evolutionary traits. Like, there are some small minor stuff that's happened to it per se, but it's still basically the same fish. Like, the only thing major I would say that's changed about it is that it went from being like brown to like a weird blackish, bluish kind of looking fish. But no, it's a very, very interesting story about it, how they believed it went extinct about 65 million years ago, randomly popped up. Oh, it's a Goliath grouper. No, it's not. And then it turns out people were just eating this thing the whole time. And I don't know why people were eating this to begin with, because apparently it tastes horrible, right? That's another reason why they believe that it doesn't have many predators. And the only predator that they are able to confirm is a shark, right? Only due to the fact that they've seen some with like shark bites on them before. So they know that for a fact, but besides that, they can't really tell what would actually want to go after this worthless lunk of meat floating through the ocean. But I don't think it's worthless. I think they're pretty cool. I think it's really, really cool that they're able to survive this long. And you know what? If it's it might be weird, but if it's working, why change it, right? I think that's the mind for the coelacanths. But that's going to be all for today's video. I'll see you in the next one.